SHEEEIT Radio.
Great, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SHEEEIT Radio, an unrefined podcast for the everyman. I'm your host, Bill Brasky. That's Liars.
Hello.
That's Wasted.
Hello.
And tonight we're going to discuss controversy here. So, the Appetite for Distortion podcast hosted by Brando, which he gets a lot of famous musicians on, which, hey, we're not trying to start a war here with you, Brando. And, people want to go listen to it, please go ahead. It's on YouTube, Appetite for Distortion. But Brando got a hair across his ass here, and he posted a video defending Axl Rose's voice currently, how it is live touring in 2025. Pretty much calling people haters and trolls and blah 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 blah. I mean, just utter ridiculous horseshit. Folks, we understand that Axl Rose is a man in his mid-60s. We don't expect him to sound like it's the 1980s. We don't expect him to sound like it's the 1990s. But for anyone to come on here and tell us that, hey, Axl Rose in 2025 sounds as good as ever, that he doesn't sound like Mickey Mouse, that he doesn't sound out of tune, that he's not going, oh, is utterly ridiculous. Now, we're all entitled to our opinion. I am, Liars is, and Wasted is, and I'm sure they're going to share it with you tonight, and so are you. And you, little comment section below, tell us about your opinion. But for Brando to be such a hardo, like, I'm going to finally address it. Are you, Brando? Are you? You're just going to kiss Axl Rose's ass some more. So, you hope he one of these days comes on your podcast. Forget the fact that your boss, Eddie Trunk, doesn't get him. You think you're going to get him. But hey, if that's what you believe, God bless you. Okay? Now, you've had some people that were responsible for putting out Appetite for Destruction, Use Your Illusions, some people that worked on Chinese Democracy. You've had some really great guests, and I know you're a fan, and God bless you for it. Like I've already said, you're entitled to your opinion. But what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You pretending like we all don't have ears? You think all those people that go to the concert that later go, ugh, this guy doesn't have it anymore. Listen, Axl has his good moments, but he has a hell of a lot more bad moments. Than he used to have, okay? And there's been moments on this tour that it's really bad. Now, granted, David Lee Roth, he doesn't have his voice anymore. Vince Neil sure as hell doesn't have his voice anymore. I think David Lee Roth's a little more entertaining than Axl is these days. I think Axl puts a hell of a lot more effort in than Vince Neil, but that's not saying much. Hell, even James Hetfield doesn't have his voice, which most people realize and know. But for Brando and some other people online and the whole Twitter universe to go in there and start labeling hardcore fans of Guns N' Roses that have listened to the band since the 80s and 90s and tell them, oh, you guys are just a bunch of haters, is utterly fucking ridiculous. Were you even alive back when Guns N' Roses was all over MTV, or are you just around from the 2002 VMA era? Like, what are we doing here, Liars?
Yes. I understand where you're coming from. Now we all know Brando is a big fanboy, and he's pretty successful at what he does. I've tuned into his show a few times. I'm not an avid listener. I've tuned into a few times, and he, like you said, Brasky, he does get some good guests, and he gets some pretty high profile guys too coming on his show. With that said, though, he is a fanboy, and his ultimate goal is, and he's stated this multiple times on various platforms, whether it's Twitter or his show, whatever, that his main goal is to get Axl on his show. So he will defend this man to the death. And now let me say something. I don't think Axl sounds as bad as everybody's making him out to be. I don't think he's out of tune. It's just a different voice. And I don't even know if it sounds bad. I don't think it sounds bad. It just sounds different. Personally, I don't mind it, and
I
I'm o
disagree. I think there's
I
clear
know this.
evidence that he's out of tune.
I know you
I think
disagree.
there's that, but are you debating that, like, he's not, in step with the drummer or the guitars of the band? You're
Oh,
debating that?
no, no. There's definite timing problem. There's a definite timing problem, and if you watched the Back to the Beginning Black Sabbath concert, he was fine on the Sabbath covers. I actually think he did pretty good versions of all 3 songs or all 4 songs that he covered. No, 3 of the 4 songs were good. It's All Right, he was out of time, and the Sabbath songs he was good on, but then when he got to his songs, they played, Welcome to the Jungle and Paradise City. It there was a timing problem there, and it was him that was out of time, and that's a problem, and that makes for, uh, a poor performance or a subpar performance, or that makes for the songs to sound not as good as they should. But I don't have a problem with his voice, and I know I'm in the minority. I know I'm in the minority, but I just don't.
And
Wasted?
that's fine. And I respect your opinion on that. Like, bro, you're entitled to enjoy Guns N' Roses. Anyone is. That's fine. Just don't tell like other people like, "Oh, you're blatantly wrong." It's like, no, it's an
No.
opinion. And majority of people are going to say that, "Hey, he sounds like Mickey Mouse a lot now." Sing Jungle the same way. And it's understandable. The guy's in his mid 60s. I get that.
Yeah.
And you were saying Brando. Brando, your show is way bigger than ours. Congratulations. You've had a very successful show. You're I'm not going to expose much information on you, but this is on your Twitter and on your website, this and that. You work at one of the biggest rock and roll stations in the country. Congratulations, bro. We're not here to shit on you. But please don't talk to us like we're stupid, and don't talk to the audience like they're stupid, and like act like you have tangible proof that, oh, Axl's voice is so good. He sounds like Mickey fucking Mouse. And I find it really offensive that like someone would come in there like, I'm gonna defend Axl so much because gee golly almighty, I hope he comes on my show one day. Come on, man, you're better than that. At least I hope you're better than that. This isn't to shit on you, this isn't to put you down. But I mean, dude, stop the nonsense. Did you see that tweet he did about Izzy?
That I don't get that one. Um,
Tell the
he
audience.
ba he put out a tweet basically saying, "Stop with the Izzy nonsense. Izzy's not coming back." Right?
Oh, it's better than that. Hold on, liars. It's better than that. A grown ass adult male, okay, who's either in his late 30s or early 40s, puts out a meme of the fucking movie Mean Girls, where it's stop trying to make fetch happen. And it's instead of stop trying to make fetch happen from Mean Girls, it's stop trying to make Izzy happen. Really?
Okay,
Is that
yeah.
what Guns N' Roses fans are all about? The most dangerous band in the world. Now we're doing fucking memes. And you're insulting Izzy Stradlin, the guy who, I don't know, responsible for writing most of the good Guns N' Roses song and most people associate with the best version of Guns N' Roses. Does that make sense to you, Lars? Does that make sense to you, Wasted?
No, like who doesn't want a Izzy in the band? I mean, just being on stage touring, that doesn't make sense. You take, you can just add him in. It's not like you have to tear up the band either. I mean, it makes no sense. And he can write
Or
songs. So
even to
what's
write
wrong with that?
songs exactly wasted, yeah.
Liars, you
Yeah,
are a huge Izzy Stradlin fan. You love
Yeah,
his solo work. You love him as
yeah,
Guns N' Roses member.
yeah.
How does it make you feel being, you and Wasted are both Gen Xers. I'm a millennial. I was a little bit towards the end of the Guns N' Roses run, okay, and their height of their popularity. But you two were involved. You're not involved, but you guys were, around during their peak years. When you think of Guns N' Roses, do you not think of
Izzy Stradlin.
Slash, Adler, Duff, Izzy Stradlin? Like that's real Guns N' Roses, right?
You think,
yeah,
um
it's on the badge. I mean, it's on the Appetite for Destruction cross.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
and
Izzy Stradlin is the founding member of Guns N' Roses with Axl Rose from any incarnation of it. There is
he
no Guns
is
N' Roses without Izzy Stradlin.
there is none, exactly, none, and I don't know how many I think there's a lot of people that don't realize just how many songs he wrote for that band, and how many of the good songs, like you said, Brasky, how many of the good songs he wrote for the band. You Could Be Mine, Patience. Think About You. That's one of my favorites. The tracks that he sings off Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, 14 Years, Dust and Bones, those are his. Mr. Brownstone, that's his. You know, I'm not taking away from the other band members that collaborated with him to write that, and that includes Axl. But like you said,
Night
Brass,
Train.
Night Train. Without him, there is no GNR. Simple, period. That's it.
Hey guys,
And yeah,
let's lose guys. Let's use a little logic here. No matter where Axl and Izzy's, no matter where Axl and Izzy's relationship is right now, um, Izzy's Axl's childhood best friend. Izzy formed Guns N' Roses with Axl. Izzy was the first one after the breakup of the band to perform with New GNR. Do you
Yeah.
really think insulting Izzy is going to get you in the good graces of Axl? Do you think Axl's going to go, hey, you know, this guy swings off my nuts pretty hard, and you know what? He just insulted my childhood best friend. I think I'm going to go on his radio show or his podcast. You know, fuck everyone else that's been requesting it for the last 9 years. That's my guy.
yeah, exactly. Hit the nail on the head right there. Bang.
I'm saying, like, he's entitled to his opinion. He could be like, hey guys, I love Guns N' Roses, which I know he does, and he really means it. And he's a hardcore fan, and I respect him for it. I respect him for the information he's got from the interviews. He's had some great interviews. He does. Giving him credit. He's got a huge podcast. Congrats, bro. But don't insult the fans. You know, I don't insult people that are like, oh my God, Chinese Democracy is my favorite album. Well, if that's how you feel, congratulations. It's not mine, but it's a matter of taste and opinion. But for the fact that
Yeah.
you're going, if you got Rose's voice, you're just a bunch of haters. You're a bunch of losers, bunch of trolls. That's fucking moronic, man.
And the whole Izzy thing.
The Izzy
It's-
thing's what set me over the edge. That's like before
there's
that, I'm
no
like,
reason-
I might not mention this. I might just let it go because, you know, hey, he wanted to get some clicks. He wanted to be controversial, wanted to be a bad boy. I'm like, okay. But then when you're posting, you're a Guns N' Roses fan, you're using a fucking tweet from a chick flick called Meme, and
Yeah.
you're saying, oh, where's Izzy? Don't stop trying to make Izzy happen. Well, guess what, asshole? You don't have to make Izzy happen. Izzy already happened. No matter what,
Yeah.
you can't take away the man's history. You can't take away what he means to Guns N' Roses. You can't take away every time that Guns N' Roses performs, those are Izzy songs. But, you know.
And the band wanted Izzy to be part of the reunion.
Don't tell him. I guess he's not getting that Izzy interview.
Yeah. Hey, Izzy, if you're listening, come on our show. We love you, man.
Fuck yeah, we do, Izzy. Chances of him listening, not great. We're a small show. We know it. We're not trying to compete. We know Brando's a way bigger show. I've said it multiple times. And Brando, I'm not trying to get in a shit feud in here. I'm not talking anything personal against you, nor will I. All right. I wish you and your family nothing but the best. Your show nothing but success. You, a Guns N' Roses related podcast or YouTube show. Hey, you know what? I wish you guys success. All right. But just don't talk down to the fans. Don't treat us like assholes. You know, we're not saying we're your fans, but Guns N' Roses fans. Just don't be like, if you don't disagree with me, you're an idiot. I'm going to get a vocal coach on to tell you guys you're an idiot. Really? When you get that vocal coach on, can you try to get a vocal coach to actually work with Axl? Because he hasn't worked with one since freaking Axl AC/DC era. Think that might be the problem, pal? Well, he had his voice during the AC/DC tour. Well, yeah, he worked with a vocal coach and tried. Next show, Brando's going to be like, listen, guys, you have the bridge school all wrong. This is a fucking top 10 Guns N' Roses performance. Ritz 88, fuck you. Paris 92, fuck you. Bridge school, baby. Bridge school. This is peak Axl. Or are you going to make an excuse for, oh, we had a cold?
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Do people think that like we want Axl Rose would come back like he did in fucking 2006 where he just sounded amazing? Or like, you know, Cardi right now has the Winnipeg, he has the what is it? Winnipeg 2010 Axl as a username because I guess like the 2010 Canadian tour Axl Rose's voice was legendary. Dude,
I was there.
Were you? How great was it?
Amazing. It was vintage Axl, and he was spot on. Sounded great.
That's what we want 2002 Axl where you can't fucking hold a note, right? Wasted?
Yeah, that's the sort of the perfect, you know, ideal situation. I just wonder, you know, people kind of know that people sort of know that it's not going to be like that, but they still go, myself included. I just don't, the only thing I don't, I think it sounds a bit weird, but for me, it's the power. He doesn't have the power on some of the old classics to really take them. So it's not quite as it's not as good. But I just wondered, why do you think people still go? Is it because of past glories? You've seen them and they were awesome, and you just go there hoping, or is it just the songs? Sometimes I think it's the songs. People love these songs, and they kind of just they ignore the fact that it's not sound the same anymore.
Wasted in the world we live in right now. How many more opportunities are we all going to have to go see Axl live, especially with Duff and Slash? How many more times are we going to get the chance to see Axl Rose? So I get people going out like, you're a hardcore fan, man. You love Guns N' Roses. You've posted more than anybody in the GNR community regarding Guns N' Roses. That's not debatable. So you're not a hater. You gave an honest review. You said you liked the show, but yeah, his voice, it has issues. Franz is the greatest remasterer in all of Guns N' Roses fandom. There's no debating that. And his voice fucking sucks right now. And Franz loves Guns N' Roses. Loves it. I don't know if that can't be debatable. Is it, guys?
No.
No.
No. I mean,
we're
I
pro Guns N' Roses
I do
band. Like,
I do sit here and debate it though, because I don't think he sounds that bad, and I really don't.
But you're Canadian. You're super nice.
Yeah, I just
Not
think he sounds
all
different.
the time. That's what I found. Not all
Okay,
the time.
let me clarify. Yeah, not all the time. He doesn't sound great all the time. He doesn't sound good all the time. There are clips where he sounds bad. Yes, 100%. But he's also a 60-year-old man, and it's in a live setting, and he doesn't use auto-tune, and he doesn't use backing vocals. And I commend him for that, because
liars. Want to be fair? I'll be fair. I'll be fair right now. Axl Rose versus contemporaries has a way better voice than majority of all other bands that are in the same age group performing. That's 100% accurate and true.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not debating that. Just please don't tell me it's 1990s Axl or 2006 Axl. Just don't tell me that. Don't tell me it's
I'll never say that.
joint show.
I'll never say
I know,
that,
because
'cause
you're
it's not.
a reasonable human being. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
And that's why we're doing this video or this episode, just because we understand that Axl's older. We understand that, Motley Crue's fucking horrible now. Metallica, guess what? They're not great. I haven't heard anything from Red Hot Chili Peppers in forever, but I'm sure Anthony Kiedis isn't killing it. Majority of our voices, they get older. It happened to Zeppelin. It happened to Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, but he's done he had vocal surgery. He's worked with vocal coaches. It comes back here and there. There's very few people that get to an advanced age that can still perform. Mick Jagger has a completely different type of voice. Look at Brian Johnson of AC/DC. His voice is pretty much shot to shit. So we understand that Axl's going out there and giving a great amount of effort. We get that. I wish he worked with a vocal coach. I know that sometimes he nails the songs, which is great when he does. We're all rooting for him to do it. But we also have to be honest that, man, sometimes it's fucking bad. And sometimes it's Mickey Mouse. And that's all we're saying. And we're not going to talk down to anyone in the comments. It's like, you guys are fucking wrong. You're a bunch of haters. If that's how you guys feel, gotcha. Just not the reality. We're not haters. We talk more Guns N' Roses than most people do. We know the history. We want Guns N' Roses to be awesome. We want more Guns N' Roses music. We want Axl Rose's voice to be great. We want more and more touring, more videos. Like I said, music. Anything we can get from the band, we want. But we're also realistic.
Yeah, you also don't like stop supporting like a sports team just because they're losing.
Don't I know that?
So I see it like that sometimes. If you were there for the good times, you gotta live. Otherwise, you're a fair weather fan.
Just remind the audience to review.
Yeah. I enjoyed the show, but the vocals is not the whole show. There's a lot into it. There's the atmosphere. There's the fans there. Everybody's singing along. All the songs are, the songs the songs you love, and then there's parts of it he just can't. He doesn't have the power to hit it on certain songs, and people just gloss over. You just kind of accept that because people are singing along. And and there's a few songs that just were bad. Like Hard School. He just didn't have the power there to do that song on the night. And then better. So there are but overall Slash is still there soloing. All You know, all the instrumental bits, like in Jungle, you know, the breakdown in Jungle is still awesome. The intro, there's all these good parts to Guns N' Roses. Just there's, you know, the vocals are not the same anymore, and they're not as powerful. And there's lots of different reasons to not get, you know, too worked up about that and just enjoy the show.
Liars.
Wasted is spot on. Like he's right. The vocals aren't the whole show. It's everything. Even the cheesy graphics on the screen in the back, they're you know, they're part of the show. And you know, I will defend him a bit, saying that I think he gets a lot of I think he gets a lot of bad press, and I don't think all of it's warranted. Um,
Liars, do you
but
agree with the fact that with the cost, how much they're charging for ticket prices, that people have the right that attend the shows
Absolutely.
to comment on them? And that
Absolutely.
right now, the vocal minority of people, be it on Twitter, which are raises, are generally like Zoomers or younger millennials that really weren't around to like see the rock god, the banshee, Axl Rose that existed at one point. So they kind of don't know what they're talking about. And I get they're just trying to be a part of it. But like all things in life, time passes by. Time waits for no
Yeah.
man. And
Yeah.
Axl
Yeah.
Rose is an elderly man who is, around his age, most people get ready for retirement and go playing pickleball or shuffleboard. I mean, you don't got much more years of Axl Rose. I'm not wishing any ill health or anything to him, but you start climbing up to your mid 60s. The general lifespan of an American male right now is about 75, 76 years old. And those are for people that didn't have a drinking problem or a cocaine problem or a heroin problem at one point in their life.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Um, like I said, I'll defend the guy because I think he gets some bad press, but I'm also not going to sit here and say he's perfect because he's not. Um, and I completely agree with Wasted that when you go to the show, the vocals aren't the main point of the show. It's everything about it. And it's seeing the three guys together because let's face it, that's what a lot of people go for. They're the quote unquote big three, right? So, you know, it's everything. And I 100% guarantee you that if they come to my area, I will go. I will see them once again. I will spend my money on them and see them again. I will even probably think about bringing my children to see them too because I want them to see them, right? So um you know,
I think the easiest way to sum this up, Liars, and we'll put a bow on it after this, unless if you and Waste want to add something more, is Guns N' Roses is what I like to call in their Kiss era, the band Kiss. You don't go there to expect Gene Simmons and be singing like they used to in the 70s or 80s, even 90s. You just know that you're going there for a spectacle and a show. Um, they're just a marketing machine meant to sell you merchandise and sell tickets and, you know, have a bunch of farewell tours that just never end, which I'm sure Guns N' Roses is getting ready to do that sooner rather than later. But
absolutely.
this isn't the Guns N' Roses of the 80s. This isn't the Guns N' Roses of the 90s. Those days are gone. This isn't even new GNR. This is a band that's in their 60s. They got together nine on 10 years, and it's what you're going to get. So I think that kind of sums it up. Audience, please let us know in the comments section below what your thoughts and your opinions are. I know Franz is probably just ready to put his head through a fucking wall right now that we're not going on Axl. Which don't worry, friends, you'll be on soon enough. This is your show too, and you can comment on it. But to end this, we're not saying Brando's a bad guy. I don't think Brando's a
No.
bad person at all.
No.
Go listen to his show. He does have interviews that are pretty damn good. I'll give him credit on that. I'm not going to critique his interview style because he's not critiquing mine. I'm not trying to shit talk him. I'm just saying that, the whole Izzy thing was fucking ridiculous. And the fact that he's calling out people that are criticizing Axl Rose's voice out as trolls or, people that don't know what they're talking about is just fucking stupid, in my opinion. And once again, that's my opinion as he's entitled to his. Liars are wasting. Anything else you want to add to this or should we take it out?
I'm good.
Nope, no. Have a good one.
Liars, why don't you
Should we-
take us out, buddy?
All right.
Thank you.
Wasted. You should have just said nope, like Izzy. I that famous interview. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. Look for us on YouTube. That is our main channel. Hit like and subscribe and leave a comment. If you're not listening us to or not watching us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify and from Spotify and Rumble. Don't forget Rumble. We're also on Rumble. And from Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note.
SHEEEIT Radio, never die. SHEEEIT Radio.